just because I think you ought to know this, over 2 years ago, I completely lost my life. I had nothing. I had no mind. I was out. And that took me quite a bit to get going back together. So over my years of being a long time writer, I started to do some new things, and I wanted to give you a few of those. To tell you the truth, I don't know what the hell they're doing because I've been writing a long time, but suddenly some other parts of me started to say things. So here I am, and I know you, many of you, for a long time. So I thought I would send something. I'm going to start a little thing with something called poem. I would call in the lesser finch, but not the wren. For that you would need a simulacrum of one, or beyond a color of many, many songs. Practice playing cards, or also snapping on a bicycle wheel. How would that feel on your lips from a busier one you distrusted, or a southern dizzy one flipping on the flying words? They do come quickly anyway, inside a note, then it really comes. This is a poem called Talk of the Darkest, and it's only been out since February 3rd. So here we are. I guess that's pretty close. Just talk of the darkest, probably similar to my hand or somebody to remember. Not any gravity anymore who wants me to memorize the love, which is a small picture. Somebody has, and I've watched her color and a shape, the idea I'm waiting for and not just thinking I am. My trouble to learn what love spent or wasted a time before my long pity. I wish I could feel again, just care, just plainly. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm jumping out to my big fat ones. Maybe I have glasses. Maybe I have glasses many times possible with my new ones. Now that I'm old, my brain freaks anyway, logically lurches and slips. My brain sometimes bodily framed and my goals still crunch. Sometimes shooting, though brain is a place that lasts pretty well anyway. My own body had been rejoining me, researched me itself, then rolled up in my mind. Come along, I think. Timetables smudged me more than I didn't plan, or feel my age smacking into space in its design. So I suck on air. Sometimes that slows me back and forth, or maybe just a brain waiting. Yes, I'm often waiting, but more likely working, regarding regular words, hoping most that brain was halfway come. This is a lovely book that came out not very long ago from New and Selected Poems by a Wild Surmise, which gave me a lot of feelings about what our life has meant and what a wild feeling meant. So I wanted to just put a couple in there, and then I'm closing off with a poem from another one I know. the living fragments for my mother. Her sentences broke verbs into bits. Her syntax shared of a time sequence shattered in a swallow. Some foreshock drug had pushed a verbal precipice to slide and dive to insane depths. When did I go crazy? She would ask. She wasn't crazy. She had many minds. They all made sense, just like a word on a fragment of papyrus means something, even when you know the rest are missing. My mother would think I had children, that she was cooking a roast, that Dad was still alive, so our conversation often ended up like Scrabble in zero gravity. It turned out we could talk about the Dodger game, the Laker game, the spring flowers out the window. Unbelievable that she and I were able to piece together what she all cared about. So I read Sappho's Fragments with a trained eye. She is other blasted heritage, beautiful in disarray. The aftermath, I didn't happen right in front of my eyes. This is one piece. It's from a long book, which is called, since it's a long book, I have to look a lot. Holy shit bomb. Okay, this says, when did a self begin? So as you see, it's a long way away. 12. Last week, on the quote-unquote days gone by page of my hometown paper, the Remsen Bell Enterprise, a snapshot from 1948. My grandparents are off to Luxembourg. At the train depot, family and friends pose. I have no memory of this event, but when I see the photo, I cry anyway. My mother, the living one, stands in the front row. She's holding somebody's baby in one arm and has me by the hand. My hair is blonde, and I'm wearing pants under my winter coat. Oh, I know this muse child standing so close to her mother, the dreamy smile and expectant look. I will always be her only child, though I don't have a clue yet what it will mean. Later, I realize it's a life's work, that love, that mother, this child. Okay. I'm going to fix this poem because it's a poem for my absolutely wonderful Colleen. I've been through a lot of my life with this Colleen, and it's been amazing, and happiness and joy and really crazy surprises. For Colleen, a wild surmise. Like a bride of old, I left my house and home to come to you, to live in that country that had no name. All that I was, all that I had, came to you with a wild surmise that some other world was trembling and opening. There were stories to be written and told. What colors could fill those skies? What songs of birds? There was never a hint of paradise or its alarms. We knew that we would be the wilderness and all that can be found there. More than 20 years on, we are the trees, and we are two rivers, one brown, one blue, and the ocean they become after furious travels and falls, rapids and deep pools. We have seen as much in ourselves and in one another, living parallel yet knit together, feather upon feather. No one else can claim us, only the expansive and beautiful world always before us. Like that peak in the Darien, always inside us, about to blossom with the proof we are her own. Thank you.